over the past several months, if not really over the last year or so, there's been a lot of prophetic finger pointing, so to say. People claiming on this date, this will happen, on that date, that'll happen. Now, I want to kind of ground you in all this and remind you that it's very important that you not just follow after people that are pointing at dates and times. I strongly believe that we are living in a prophetic end times, but I wouldn't sit there and say, okay, well, on this date, this thing is going to happen. Because the reality is that a series of events that leads to the return of Jesus Christ, the end times, has been clearly spelled out in the book of Revelation, the book of Daniel, the book of Jeremiah, the book of Ezekiel, the book of Psalms, much of what Jesus had to say throughout the Gospels, much of what Paul had to say in the letters to the churches. It's clearly spelled out. I highly recommend that you go through the book of Revelation verse by verse with a group. We've done it on this channel. If you want to go along with us, we cover it from Revelation 1 verse 1 all the way to the very end in very good detail, only cross-referencing with the Bible only. So I recommend you do this. That way you're not running to or fro throughout the world kind of confused because there's so much knowledge out there, like Daniel said there would be, that we kind of really just pay attention. So I want to take a moment and just talk about three major events that were predicted for this year that did not happen. And so we can kind of remind ourselves to stop, just simply stop. I do want to take a moment before I get into it and thank patrons, those of you who are patrons of this channel. We paddle upstream against an algorithm that does not like us talking about God, family, or guns. And we are able to continue to put out the real content, the truth, regardless of how it goes against the algorithm, regardless of how it goes against what people want to see and what tickles their ears, compared to the truth. And we can only do that for those of you who support this channel to Patreon. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. We could not do it without you. We'd have to just be plugging in all sorts of things that help us with the algorithm or tickle the ears that people want to hear. But because of you, we're able to just stick to the truth and the truth only in the Word of God. So thank you for those of you who support this channel to Patreon. All right, so let's get into it. Well, what are the three big ones? Well, there was this predicted rapture in September 23rd or September 24th. Now, I could have told you on the 22nd that was definitely not going to happen because, again, we go back to a series of events have to play out first. Pre-tribulation rapture is a lie. It is not biblical at all. It is clearly spelled out that it is at the last trumpet, at Christ's second coming. He doesn't come a second time and then a third time. It's just he comes back once, and that is it. And that's to maintain his kingdom here on earth as it is in heaven, establish his throne in Jerusalem, literally here. So the rapture isn't going to happen until the seventh trumpet. So until all the other things leading up to tribulation and throughout tribulation have happened, it's not going to happen. So this is a false prophetic thing, and it became trending on TikTok, like a rapture talk. And it all came from some South African pastor. I'm not going to say his name. I don't like saying people's name on this channel. But he predicted September 23rd, or the 24th, rapture was happening. Here we are near the end of November. No rapture. All right, there was also this Hindu planetary phenomenon that was supposed to happen on March of 2025, a meteor, a major earthquake, that sort of thing. Clearly, that did not happen. There was a Japanese prophet who predicted a major mega quake that would just destroy Japan in July 5th of 2025, and here we are, still nothing. So I just kind of bring this little list up to you to remind you, you probably heard about these, and maybe it made you think, wow, is there really going to be a rapture in September? And you have to get that out of your head because Jesus and Daniel both warned us about this kind of running around listening to, oh, well, there's a prophet, he said this thing, oh no, we better do this thing now, or oh look, there's this prophet over here, let's go see him, or oh look, there's the Messiah over there, let's go there. We just have to be very careful of these things, that if it's not biblical, it's just simply not biblical. Period. No ands, if, or buts about it. As we continue to move into what I believe is the end times, it's important we stick to what does the Bible say is actually going to happen, and look for those things to happen. Because when the disciples asked Jesus about the end times, about his second coming, and they said, well, what will this look like? He talked about it for 2 chapters, all of Matthew 24, all of Matthew 25. He talked about this. And he gave great detail into what the season looks like, and he refers to it as a season. And then he immediately gets into, but the day of the hour, no one knows, only my Father in heaven. And so we are to clearly know the season, but we're not to know the day or the hour. So when people start pulling days or hours out of their pockets, you need to kind of take that as false prophetic teachings, that sort of thing. Because, Jesus, Revelations, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Zechariah, Isaiah, they all kind of said, well, this has happened, and this happened, and this happened, and this is Daniel, and then this will happen, and this will happen, and this will happen. Like, it's laid out clear and plain what the events are and the timeline of how that plays out. But the day and the hour is not. So when people start saying, on this day there will be a meteor, or at this day there will be the rapture, or at this day Jesus Christ will return, it's false. It is false prophetic teachings, and you need to look at it like that's false prophetic teachings, period.